I decided to go into the nursing field after being in private business here on the peninsula, wanting to go back to school and take care of children in the medical field. I looked at medicine and nursing, and I chose nursing. I was a mortician in my prior profession and really enjoyed, the families and saw the grief within the families, dealing with the families of children. I had a lot of surgery as a child and wanted to give something back to children and chose children's nursing. I chose the nursing program at CSM for the reputation it had within the hospital system. Many of the nurses from my prior profession and family regarded CSM very highly and did a lot of inquiries and found that it was a solid institution that had been around for a long time. I liked the fact that within the nursing program you were able to focus in on your degree specialty. You got a very generalized nursing education, but also with the finesse of knowing, if you knew where you wanted to end up, you could focus on that. For me, it was pediatrics and neonatal. A typical day is I usually get to the hospital about 6:15 in the morning. My shift starts at 7. We'll do a safety briefing in the morning, an equipment check, a weather check, hook up with our pilots, and then go down to the emergency room or the flight room and see what the day brings. When we are dispatched with UCSF, we are generally traveling a large period of time before we can get to the child. My flight times can be up to where I'm in the air as short as 30 minutes and as long as 7 or 8 hours. Generally, the child has been stabilized for about an hour and a half before I can get to the child. I then go to the emergency room, hook up back with UCSF by phone, giving them a clinical picture of what the child looks like, what my interventions are going to be, and what their recommendations at UC are from an intensivist or a hospitalist. I generally travel with a nurse practitioner or an MD myself, but we will, go back for a higher specialty. We will take care of the child critically, depending on if the child needs to be intubated, cardiac support, just regional line support. Yeah, we'll maintain that child for a very long time in the air. I like the fact that I can go in and stabilize a child, take the fear of the flight away from the child if the child's conscious enough to know that, and put the family at ease, knowing that they're going to a better place, and we just need to get them there. I think the thing that surprised me the most is the autonomy that you have as a flight nurse. That takes some years of getting used to, trusting, years of being in the ICU. But once you lift with that child, it is you and one other person on board that can care for that child. And that's a pretty intense setting. In the ICUs and pediatric bone marrow transplant for about 7 years. And then went to flight nursing, and I've been a flight nurse almost 6 years now.